At least for now, the UFC is sticking with the early veins. Jeff Nowitzki, UFC's vice president of athlete health and performance, informed all fighters competing on next week's TUF finale and UFC 226 cards in Las Vegas that the promotion will hold morning weigh-ins and not move them to the afternoon as has been discussed recently.
At this point, when a guy's been as inactive as Jones, he ties himself to certain individuals to keep his name in the he tries to keep himself relevant, and it's easy to talk trash to me because people always ask me questions. I mean, we're getting on a conference call for Stipe and I fight next week, and the first question is about John Jones. So then I answer the question, and then he obviously sees my answer to the question, so then it gives him an opportunity to kind of put himself back into relevancy whenever he isn't.
So I'll go ahead and ask you the second John Jones question, which is, this last week, things got really personal on Twitter. He went personal, really kind of a low blow, mentioned your wife. I know you fired back at him. You guys have said a lot of things about each other over the years, but is it disappointing that things had to go that route?
No, it's kind of what he does. Before our very first fight, there were some direct messages sent, and he said something. He called me like he said he was my daddy or some shit like that, right? And I guess somebody told him something in reference to my father being murdered. So he had Dana call me on three-way to apologize for saying anything like I'm your daddy or something like that. But every time we start to argue, he goes back to I'm your daddy. So it's like he didn't mean to apologize. He knows exactly what he's doing. So there's like deeper meaning to when he says, who's your daddy? There's deeper meaning because of the history and him going through that unnecessary step of having Dana call me with him on the phone so that he can personally apologize for saying anything about my father, when then he just kind of goes back to it anytime we start to argue. So there's a little bit deeper meaning to most of the stuff that we say. So outside of saying anything about my wife, but also, the thing with the daddy, look, man, the guy's not a good guy, and why would a scumbag like that have any limits?
Do you plan to take legal action against Conor, and is that moving forward?
I have no comment on that.
Okay.
But he fucked me out of a title shot, I'll tell you that much.
It seems like Conor is, there are reports that he's been reaching out to some people who were on the bus and apologizing. I think Rose Namajunas said that, Carolina Kowalkiewicz said that. Has he reached out to you at all?
No, I haven't heard from him, so fuck him.
And if he had, would you be open to that conversation or no?
I don't really got a lot to say to the guy. I mean, I lost a title shot. You know what I mean? I have proof. I was the highest ranked guy on the card. I would have stepped in if I could be either the drop of a dime. I've always loved the fight with Khabib. Bless his heart, he's a cool ass guy. But this is a sport, and I've always liked when I match up against him, and I got fucked out of that opportunity. So I don't really have too many kind things to say to the guy. But you work your whole life for those kinds of opportunities. Do I want mine on short order? No, I'd love a training camp, but I mean, like I said, if they walked in the door now and said, hey, you want to fight for the title in the next 10 minutes, I'm out the door, I'm warming up, I'm ready to go, so to lose that opportunity, man, and that's tough. You know how this sport works, guys. Like, the opportunities like that don't come along. I could string together 15 wins in a row and still not get a title shot, and I lost my opportunity, my dream, and I hope that I'm going to fight my ass off to earn it back starting on July 7th with Anthony Pettis. But yeah, tough pill to swallow.
So like now you get a level. Now you were so confident down there, like you said, you want to beat the shit out of them wherever it goes. Yeah. Now you're fighting somebody so dangerous on the floor. Yeah. Is it an ego thing? You get this guy down, you might say, all right, look, I might have a big advantage standing up, or I don't want you to give away your game plan, or it's like, you know what? F your jiu-jitsu. I'm going to stay down here, knee on belly, and work some shit.
Yeah.
What's our head like with this?
If the opportunity presents itself, I'm an MMA fighter. Everybody keep telling me I'm a kickboxer, this and that, and I stand. But if you watch my fights, I go wherever you want to go.
Exactly.
I don't care. I don't shy away from the fight. I'm a fighter, and if you want to do this, we'll do this. And people keep remembering, people keep forgetting. It's like in jiu-jitsu, I respect jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. I want to get my black belt. I keep telling my coach, Ryan Lazarus, I want to be his first MMA black belt guy. And then and then I already got it all planned out. When I get my black belt and when I get promoted, when I'm doing the testing and stuff, I got this ugly green gi that he hates. And I'm going to make him promote me in it and stuff. So that's like everything. Like I have it all planned out, but it's a very different game from jiu-jitsu of when you see all these top jiu-jitsu guys come to MMA, and then when they start fighting guys with higher MMA IQs or whatever, and then you start getting punched in the face, that put in a little bit, it makes the jiu-jitsu a little bit more different, a little bit more. You got to remember you can still punch, a lot of guys, when they go to the ground, they just try to do too much jiu-jitsu, this is MMA, man. You can punch and hit, and that's what it is. So if we go there, we go there. I'm not scared. It's a fight. It's a fight. There's nothing to be scared of. We put in a hell of a camp. I took up a bunch of people's times that they could have been doing other things with their family and stuff. So I go out there, I put it all on line all the time.
I haven't checked out the fight yet, but from what I hear, it was a lot of pressure. He's a guy that's a lazy piece of shit that does not do nothing in the gym, but he has great cardio. He's always had that since he first joined ATT. Ask your right a favor about him. He'll tell you the same thing. He thinks he's this Miami guy that, just on the beach and goes by the, toot of his own horn. But he has good cardio. And he knows that if he can pressure most guys in the division, they're not going to be able to take the consistent attempts to take you down and the pressure. And he knows he's not going to get hit and hurt if he gets close enough. So it's kind of a smart way to fight for his for the skills that he lacks. You don't have punching power. You don't have great striking. You don't have great kicks. Don't have great defense, as you've seen with Damian Maia. He left bloody with a jiu-jitsu guy. And he's fighting to the best of his potential. So I really can't hate on him for that. But I got the best takedown defense in the history of UFC. Not just the division. The history of the sport. I have the highest takedown defense. So I don't know what he's going to do.
Now, is there are you nervous, not nervous, but are you prepared to not let yourself get emotional? Because I know I've seen fights before where I'm going to make my money. He's there, shit. George don't want to fight me. The Diaz brothers don't want to fight me. Bisping didn't want to fight me. All these guys that say they'll fight anybody anytime, when it came down to fighting me, it's so crazy that nobody will fight me. So now I'm in a position where I'm going to get paid the same money no matter who I fight. So I just need to boost my pay-per-view. So I'm going to talk mad shit. I'm going to embarrass him because he's terrible at joning. And as I told you, I've been waiting on this. All I did my whole childhood is joan on each other nonstop. So, the press conference is going to be extremely embarrassing for him. And I can't wait for
I'm going to build up this fight, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to mop him up off the mat. But as a professional, the strongest and the toughest aspect of this fight is not anything skill-wise, not anything conditioning-wise. That's a very controllable variable. But the emotion and him annoying, he's so fucking annoying. When he annoys you so bad, it's going to be hard for me not to want to just forget freaking competing and just try to fuck him up. So you're right. I'm going to try to manage those emotions. Me and Dean have been talking about that. And that's pretty much going to be my focus.
Hey! Peace.